I42 have two boys, Adam 16 and Leo 14. Their mom passed away 5 years ago and I married my wife Rose about a year ago. Rose adores both of my boys but complains about Leo being overly uptight and closed up. It's true that he likes to keep to himself, doesn't participate in most family functions, but that's just how he is. My wife has taken it personally and kept saying that Leo clearly doesn't like her or doesn't like spending time with her. What she started doing was trying to exclude him from events under the excuse of he wouldn't be interested anyway, which I thought was wrong because he's picked up on that and started asking why. So I told my wife to just do her part and that giving him the choice to decide whether he wants to participate or not and not outright exclude him. I've been arranging for a family trip and days ago I booked tickets, hotel reservation upon deciding our destination. Note that I was paying for the entire thing. But the day of the trip I found out that Leo's ticket had been cancelled. I was dumbfounded to discover it was my wife who cancelled it. I immediately confronted her and she said she figured Leo wouldn't want to come but she knew he said he'd go. She tried to argue that due to his moody personality and introvert nature he'd change his mind last minute or go on the trip but turn it into a miserable experience for us all. I got so mad at her, especially after she tried pressuring me to leave him with his aunt. I cancelled the entire trip, all tickets, all reservations, everything. She blew up at me and started lashing out. I had the boys unpack and I did the same, which made her go crazy and yell at everyone in the house. She went to stay with her sister while exposing what I did to the rest of the family, who thought I made a big deal out of it and should have cancelled the trip that I promised the Wow family. Update 1. I am planning another trip with the boys, without my wife, but right now there's huge conflict in the family and even Adam is upset and blames Leo for what happened. I'm trying to get everyone to calm down, then we'll see where this goes. Update 2. I've decided, and following some opinions here, to speak to Adam to see exactly why he blames Leo for what happened. He just got home and I'm about to get him into a separate room for a private talk to be able to hear his side in this and find out why he feels this way. If there's any relevant information I will add it below. Update 3. I spoke with Adam. Turns out, Rose told him I canceled the trip after Leo changed his mind last minute and that I decided to cancel it for everyone else and fought with her when she tried to convince me to go anyway and let Leo go stay with his aunt. This is just, I don't know what to say, to be frankly honest. Adam didn't even want to talk, but I told him we needed to talk. He and Leo aren't speaking right now because of this and I'm struggling trying to clean up this mess. I was actually thinking about calling Rose, but after this I've decided I need more space than she does. I will have the boys sit together, it's hard to do it but I'll try, and talk this put so I can focus on the other major issue I have with what Rose did. She doesn't adore both your boys. She clearly doesn't like Leo, and would prefer to just not have to deal with him. There's no other reasonable explanation for her behavior. You're not the idiot. Your wife is attempting to exclude one of your children from multiple family activities. She isn't asking for his input and then trying to accommodate his desires. She's simply trying to leave him out of it. This is about her, not him. Sorry to say, but it appears you may have to make a choice between your wife and your son in the future. Choose wisely. Not the idiot for now, but more needs to be done. As someone who had a step-parent like this, I can't tell you enough about the lasting impact it had on me until my early 30s. Your son will know what's going on and it will hurt him. Your relationship with Rose is new, but your relationship with your son is for life. Please take your kids on a trip without her to connect and reassure your boys you love them for who they are. There is nothing wrong with being introverted, he will grow at his own pace and at his own time. But as their father you have to show your commitment to them early. It will impact their relationship as brothers as well if you let Rose continue this behavior. You are an idiot if you continue to let her treat your child like that. I'd never be able to see a partner the same way after that horrific behavior. She's deliberately ostracizing him because she doesn't like how he's processing his grief and adjustments after losing his mother. Are you kidding me? She may be an adult in years but she's immature and petty. Your kids don't deserve that. Don't be one of those tragic stories we hear where you realize far too late how complicit you were in enabling abuse towards your children by their stepmother. Wake up. I have 2 kids, different dads. I have a savings account for both. The account of my oldest, Lucy, has had 10 pounds per week added to it by both myself and her father, and has gone up by about $1,000 a year and is over 13,000 pounds. The second account is for my son, Luke, who is 6. I have regularly added to this account since I found out I was pregnant, and have about 3.5k in the account. His father, my fiancé, had a separate account for Luke and has told me he was doing the £10 a week since we started the accounts. I recently found out the account he has for Luke only has a couple hundred in it. My fiancé earns less than me but more than my ex. If my ex can afford £10 a week routinely, when he has nearly identical spending habits to me and my fiancé but lives alone and therefore pays for rent, bills in full, and my fiancé earns more than my ex, there is no reason my fiancé should not have been able to make the £10 payments each week. I earn the most of all three of us, followed by my fiancé, followed by ex. My fiancé said he forgot and asked me to redistribute the contents of Lucy's fund to make up for the money missing from Luke's. I said hell no. Luke's account is around 3k less than it should be. We have a wedding fund that contains a little over 2k of mine and my fiancé's combined money. We don't want a huge wedding, but we do want a really nice honeymoon where we can just go away for a week and not worry about money while we're there or returning. My fiancé says that he doesn't have the money to replace the 3k Luke is missing all at once. I have said that I want to take the wedding fund as it currently stands and deposit the lot into the savings account I control that is meant for Luke. I would not be doing this if my fiancé had not 1. Lied for around 7 years about saving for our son, 2. Claimed he did not have the money to replace it, 3. Suggested I take money from my daughter, saved up with help from my ex, to fix my fiancé's mistake. I also said that I want him to set up a direct deposit of £10 to the account that only I control each week. I will not budge on any of this as we agreed years ago now that this was a good idea and that it was important to invest in our son's future, and he has lied to me for 7 years now about making that investment. Am I the idiot? You would be an idiot if you married this jerk. What the hell? He has £60,000 hidden from you and his family? He cares so little for you and his son that he is happily saving up for what? Himself. He doesn't give an F about his son. I hope you can see that. The fact he can't put a measly £10 a week into a savings account for his son. You need to tell him to put the whole lot in the savings account for his son, put the wedding deposit in and kick him the F out. What a freaking lying idiot. Don't marry this son of idiot. I have to say, it might hurt now but you made the right decision. You're a good person and a great mother, your actions have proved it. Not only that, but you didn't lie to yourself to make it work, you knew something wasn't right and even though it could and did lead to the two of you breaking up you pulled that thread because you knew you had to protect your children. Don't ever doubt what you did, you absolutely made the right decision. You are worth 1,000 of that scummy, deceitful man. Have no regrets, it might hurt now but you absolutely did the right thing. Sounds like your fiancé is a selfish irresponsible idiot who doesn't care about his son's future. He can't contribute money to his own son's account, but he expects you to take money from your daughter. This is not only unfair for your daughter but also your ex, who is doing what a parent should and thinking of their child's future. He set money for his daughter, not for a child that's not his. I usually never advise people I don't know to break up with their partner, but I don't think you should marry the man. He's already hid money from you, imagine what else he will hide from you in the future. My BF, 20, and I, 18, have been dating for going on a year now. We started out as FWB but then we both developed feelings. In the beginning stage of our relationship he would constantly take me out to dinner and buy me random things he found and thought that I would like. Nothing ever expensive, just a cute stuffed animal or figurine that he saw for example. At the same point in this relationship I would reciprocate these actions. I would bring him food to work when I went to visit him. I would buy him random presents and would surprise him with random dinners just so he knew that I cared about him. Fast forward a couple months and he's still doing everything listed above, just less frequently. He developed financial struggles and eventually quit his job and was unemployed for about a month. During this time he completely stopped spending any money on me and it was entirely me spending money when we went out or did something together. This didn't bother me at all as I understood it was only a temporary situation and I loved him. He got his job back about 3 months ago making decent money, we make about the same amount, and I have recently moved about an hour and a half away to go to college so we only see each other every 2 weeks. The problem for me comes in because I am the only one making an effort to drive the hour and a half to either visit home for the weekend or take him up to my dorm. This costs quite a lot in gas. After I make the drive, I am the only one who spends money on dates or anything we decide to do when we hang out, and he frequently asks me if I can buy him food. His excuse for this is that we always hang out right before he gets paid. He gets paid on Monday and we always hang out the weekend before due to work schedules, and at that point all of the money from his paycheck is gone. He never makes any effort to save money even though he knows this is going to happen every time we see each other. Today, he called me and told me that he went out with friends and tipped a waiter $60 because it was the best service he had ever received. I have not said that this hurt me or anything regarding this situation at all because I don't know if I'm being an idiot. Would I be the idiot if I did confront him for this? Not the idiot. I thought you were going to be though. I do think maybe he's got a bit complacent now, it happens to the best of us. He should be saving at least a little money for your visits and dates. He shouldn't just expect you to cover him because of poor spending and saving habits. If I was always fronting money because he was broke, then heard he blew $60 like that, I'd be annoyed too. Not the idiot. But what you're actually upset about is that you're putting more effort and money into the relationship than he is. What you should talk to him about is this. Don't focus on the irresponsible tip and instead focus on letting him know you'd prefer a more equitable exchange of effort and expenses. Ask him to come see you or meet you halfway half the time. Tell him you are having money issues and you both need to split the bill when eating out for the foreseeable future. Let him know that you aren't able or willing to pay for everything in the relationship. You're not upset he tipped someone, be clear on that. You are upset that he has essentially given up on your relationship and you are the only one in it anymore. You want him to show initiative like he used to. It's worse because he pays for nothing and expects you to pay for everything. He doesn't buy you things when he does have money to show you he is thinking about you, but you drive all the way there just to see him. Have a conversation with him because this wedge between you is just going to grow. One of my best friends is getting married. I've known her since elementary school, and ever since we've known each other, we've always been completely different people. Yet, we somehow managed to stay great friends throughout the years. She's always been a bit of a tomboy, interested in cars, motorcycles, sports, and her style was basically the same. I'm completely different. I've always been girly and enjoy dressing up to the nines and looking pretty. However, even though I knew what she's like, I seriously didn't expect this. Her future husband and her bonded over their mutual hobbies, and I was so thrilled for her from the very beginning of their relationship. They're perfect for each other and I have zero doubts that they'll have an amazing and happy future. So, when she asked me to be her maid of honor, I was so excited and couldn't wait to become an even more important part of their lives. That is, until a few days ago. She told me that they were planning a very private ceremony, that is, the registrar, the two of them, the maid of honor and the best man. I was completely supportive, and even though I was really looking forward to the celebration, I just wanted her to have her perfect day the way she wanted it. Then the following conversation. Her, fiancé, and I decided to get married in tracksuits. I think it really reflects who we are. I'm going to wear a white one and he's going to wear a black one. You and, best man, can choose which color tracksuit you want, but they both have to be the same color and the same style as us. Me. What? You're joking, right? You're going to wear tracksuits on your wedding day? Her. What? Well, I can't see myself wearing a wedding dress, and he definitely can't see himself wearing a suit. Me. Yes, but you could at least wear semi-formal clothes. A nice blouse and pants and shoes, maybe? And he could wear a nice shirt and pants? This is a wedding. And I'm not really comfortable wearing a tracksuit either. Can at least I wear a dress? Her. But you're missing a point. It's supposed to be a theme wedding, like we're all wearing the same tracksuits, only different colors. You can't wear a dress. Me. I really want you to have your perfect day, but this all seems really trashy. And then we got into a bit of an argument, and changed the subject later. Am I going crazy? Should I just bear with it? What do I do here? I'm thinking of refusing to be a maid of honor if she keeps insisting on this. Am I the idiot here? You are the idiot. It might not be your idea of the perfect day, but it's her wedding and it suits her personality. It won't hurt you at all to wear a tracksuit for one day. Treat it the same as if she had chosen a bridesmaid dress that you didn't like. You would make peace with not looking how you want to look, but put on a brave face because it's the bride's day, not yours. Honestly, I think you owe her an apology. It's fair enough to raise concerns once, but you dug in and went on and on about how it was trashy. You should have dropped the subject way earlier. Obviously you are the idiot. What gives you the right to push someone else to do their wedding according to your traditional views? You know what happens when you don't follow tradition? Nothing. The world doesn't explode, the marriage doesn't mean less, the ceremony doesn't mean less. In fact, the wedding means more to them because it reflects who they are and it's infused with their essence. There's no point in doing everything by the book and then remembering the day like it was a theater play to appease rigid people like you. This is a great friend of yours, and you are going to force your style choices on her? She wasn't coming to you with an issue where her and her fiancé couldn't agree on something, they came to a joint decision. You don't have to love the tracksuit, it doesn't have to be in your style. But you bear with it and do it anyway, because it makes your friend happy on their wedding day, just like millions of other bridal party members have done before you when they don't like the dresses or any other style choice.